Hi there, hope you have a fantastic day today. This lesson I'm going to teach you how to identify functions and relations. Of course, I have prepared PDF file on the description below so you can download and work with me if you like. Otherwise, let's go straight into it. A function is a relationship between two variables, so independent and dependent variables. So in mathematics, we usually use x values is independent and the y value is dependent. So if you have a look at this adapter here, so what we have 230 voltage, AC voltage go into this adapter. And what it does is convert AC voltage into DC voltage. And then it divided by 11.79. So the output becomes 19.5 DC voltage. So therefore, a function is actually a rule, okay? For example, y is equal to 2x or y is equal to x plus 5 and so on, right? But in functions, we use f of x or g of x or h of x and so on, right? So instead of write y equal to 2x, we write f of x is equal to 2x or g of x is equal to x plus 5 and so on. So we use different notations, okay, for functions. And when you talk about functions, so we either have one-to-one functions or many-to-one functions. So what is one-to-one functions? So again, if you have a look at this adapter here, so one-to-one function means you have only one input and one output. Okay, that's what that means. That's why it's one-to-one functions. So one input, one output. Okay, so that's what that meant. So for example, f of x equal to 2x. And we have one input and one output. Just remember that for me, okay? So when x equal to 1, okay, f of 1 is equal to 2. f of 2 is equal to 4 only, okay? So one input, one output. And this is a straight line, of course. So one input, one output. Now, many-to-one functions. So we have two input or two or more input, we have one output. For example, in this case here, f of x equal x squared. So when x is 1, okay, f of 1 equal 1. And f of negative 1 still give me 1. So when x equal to negative 2, f of negative 2 is equal to 4. And f of 2 still give me 4. So therefore, this is called many-to-one functions. So two inputs in this case here, we have one output. So that's why we call many-to-one functions. So if there's not functions, that will be relations. So relation means we have one-to-many. So we have one input and have multiple outputs. So for example, so if you have a look at this adapter here, we have 230 voltage go in and then we tap two output out. So AC voltage come in and it convert to DC and then divided by one constant, it give me 15 voltage coming out for me to charge my Surface Pro. And this one here, another output, which is 5 voltage. So it help to give me to charge my mobile phone. So we have one input and two outputs. So it's not a function. So therefore it is a relation. So please keep that in mind for me. So in mathematics, for examples, so we have x is equal to square root of 4 minus y squared. So this is in fact is a semicircle. So we have one input and multiple outputs. So for example here, when x is 0, y is equal to negative 2 or positive 2. And when x equal to 1, so y can be either equal to negative 1 or 1. That's why one input, multiple outputs. So one x value, we have two y values in this case here. So therefore, it's not a function. It's actually a relation. So how do I find out whether it is a relation or function? Just remember, one input, two output is a relation. One input, one output is a function. Or two input, one output is also a function. The easiest way to do this is to do a vertical line test. So let's go through a few examples and we'll make it clearer for you. So remember, the easiest way to work out whether it's functions or relations, we just do a vertical line test. will tell you exactly whether it is a functions or relations. So for example, first one. So if I go a vertical line test, so that is, see if I draw a vertical line for instance, and in here I cut the lines only once. So therefore it is a function. So if you go across with the along the curve or the lines if you like, see, can you see it's only cut the curve once. So it is a function. Now for B, so if you have a look, so if I draw a vertical line down, you can see I cut the curve twice. So in another word, we have one x value and we have two y values. So one input, two outputs in another word. So vertical line cut the curve twice, so therefore it's not a function. It is a relation. So let me just write this down. Next one. So we have a circle here. So circle, same thing. It is a relations because if you do a vertical test, so we cut the circle twice. So we have one input and two output here. See, x value, we only have one x value and we have two values for y. So therefore it is a relation. So let me just write it down, a relation. There you go. And part D. So if you look at D, it is a relations. The reason is because we have the circle here, which is inclusive. So if you draw a vertical line down, all right, see, there you go. It cut the 0, x equals 0, y equals 2, and negative 1. So therefore, it is a relation, not a function, okay? Next one. So this one here, part E. So you can see we have one input and multiple outputs. So that means not a function, it relations because it doesn't pass through the vertical test. If you like, we can just plot that in so you can confirm. See, when x is equal to 2, y is equal to 5, and then 3. You got, see? So if you draw a vertical line down, so it cut to the point, it cut both points, okay? So one input, multiple output. So therefore, it's not a function. So it's a relation. So let me just write this down. Now part F and E. So let's do F first. So if you have a look at this, the most important part is we have both y value the same, and then we have different value of x. So this means many to one functions. Otherwise, we can just put on number plane, okay? Just a quick one. So for example, I just do a rough sketch. When x equals 1, y equals 0. When x is negative 2, y equals 4, negative 2, 4 here roughly. And when x equals to 2, y equals 4. So 2, 4. See, and then 5, negative 3. So 5, negative 3. So vertical test, so therefore it is a functions. So let me just write this down. So part E, it is a semicircle. So if you're not sure, so what you do, you can just let this equal y is equal to 3 minus x squared, square root of that. If I square both sides, so that means y squared is equal to x minus x squared. And I move the minus x squared on this side. So x squared plus y squared is equal to 3. So it is a circle, okay, but we have square root, so therefore it's this one here is 3 minus x squared square root, and this one is a negative if you square root both sides, okay? So that becomes this, one positive and one negative. But at the moment, we only focus on the positive one, so which is this part here. So therefore, you can see it is a function because it passed through vertical line test. So if you use a ruler, and you draw a vertical line down, it only cut the curve once. So therefore, it is a function. There you go. Now, please pause the video and try this one yourself. Hi, I'm back. How do you go? So before I go through this with you, so don't forget to give me a like and subscribe if you haven't done so you can help me to grow my channel. So otherwise, let's go straight into this. So first one, so we can see that it is a functions because it passed through vertical line test. You can see if I go through across, it only cut the curve once. So therefore, it is a function. So let me just write this down. Now, second one is not a function because it cut through the curve twice. So it is a relations. So if I use my ruler to go across, it cut the curve twice. So therefore, it is a relation. Third one. Now, this one is a function because by doing vertical test, it's only cut the curves once. You can see, cut the lines only one, okay? It is a function. Next one, part D. So you can see if I draw a vertical line down in here, it doesn't cut twice because this one here is not inclusive and this is inclusive. So therefore it cut the curves only once. Okay, so see, it cuts only one along the line. So it's only once. So therefore it is a function. Third one. So this one here, if it's hard for you to see, of course, you can just do a quick plot on your number plan and you vertical test. As easy as that, okay? Otherwise, you can see many to one function here. And then we have different x value here and we have different y value. So many to one. So that is a functions, okay? Otherwise, let's do some plotting. So let me just write this down. This is 2, 4, 2, 4, 6. That will do. So we have 1, 1. So 1, 1 is here. Negative 2, 1. So negative 2, 1. And then 2, 3. So 2, 3 up here. And we have 3, 2. So 3, 2 is here. Then we have 4, negative 2. 4, negative 2 here. And we have 5, 4. So 5, 4. There you go. Vertical line test. It doesn't cut the point twice. Okay, so there you go. Can you see? It doesn't cut any 2 points. Only cut 1 point at a time. So therefore, it is a function. Now part F. So if you think about it, F is a parabola. So if you can do a quick sketch, if you're not sure what it is. So we can just go 2 there and just roughly, okay? So this is 3 and it's upright because x squared is positive. So your graph just go like this. So it is a functions. So many to one if you like. Otherwise, again, you use your vertical line test. Look, it's only cut the lines, the curve once. So therefore, these are functions. So let me just write on here. Part E is not a function because it is a circle. Because x squared plus y squared equal r squared. Okay, r squared, in this case, r is 2. So 2 squared is 4. So it's relation instead. There you go. I hope you got all of them correct. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. We use vertical line test.